Starting in 1988, I was featured in the front cover of the top martial arts magazines around the world. Magazines from Europe, from Australia, from South America, from the United States. I gave interviews over and over. I wrote articles about technique, lifestyle, stretching. I even interviewed friends of mine on the martial arts field. For about 20 years, I worked for magazines, especially in 6 languages: Portuguese, Spanish, French, German, Italian, and English. Millions and millions read the articles I wrote and the interviews I gave. This is the pre-internet era. And I started in '88 to about 2008. And I have in my office close to 500 magazines. I calculate I was at least in 600 of them. 60 countries had access to my interviews, my magazines, my front covers. It was a time that there was no internet. The only way that you had a possibility to create a global reputation in martial arts was to be in the martial arts magazines. And I was in a worldwide range of magazines consistently over and over and over. It was a time that you had to wait 30 days to buy a magazine to know what's going on in the martial arts world. Today is different, you know, in the same day because of the internet. Some of the magazines I work with was Karate Bushido in France. The editor was Pierre-Yves Benoliel. Karate Bushido magazine was one of the first magazines to go full color in early 80s. Very famous French magazine. In German, I work with Norbert Schiffer, editor of the magazine Budo and Karate Journal. I also work with Michael Dubner in Germany. He has different magazines and I appear in many of his magazines. In Spain, I work with José Fraguas. The magazine was Cinturón Negro, very popular magazine in Latin America, Mexico, and of course in Spain. In the beginning, Cinturón Negro was mostly for Spain, but later they start publishing French, German, and Portuguese. It became very big after around the year 2000. In the US, I work with John Corcoran from the magazines Inside Taekwondo, Inside Karate, Inside Kung Fu. John Corcoran was a very good friend of mine and he helped me a lot when I was starting to write articles in the US. But I work also in Brazil with magazines Combat Sport and Kiai, based in São Paulo, Brazil. Very popular magazines in Brazil. In England, I work with the magazine Taekwondo and Combat. Those magazines put me in the cover a few times. In Italy, I work basically with the magazine Samurai. In Australia, with magazine Blitz and Australian Taekwondo, among many other magazines. Those are a few of them. The reach of these magazines was global. I became a well-known name around the world. Thanks to all these editors and friends, we made it happen. It was a lot of work. It was a great time.